Hi, I'm Amanda Lee, and I help motivated survivors and addicts to transform their lives. I myself am a survivor, and I'm a recovering addict and alcoholic. And today I'd like to pose the question to you: who has power over you? Now, before I ask you this question and actually break it down into a few smaller questions, I feel that healing is a communal process, and we work together. We facilitate healing together instead of directing it. I'm not here to guide you and tell you what the perfect way to heal is. I know that there are many people out there that feel that they have the right to do that, but those people also don't have the power over you. So I think that we can work together to find the way that works best for you, just like other facilitators have done for me. So the first question is, who has power over me? When I was young, I felt that my parents had power over me, or teachers had power over me. And when I think about power over, what that meant to me is that they could judge me, that they could determine if I had the right to exist or not. And many of you may have read the article that I wrote about 13 ways to give yourself permission to exist. And if you haven't, there's a link below the video where you can find other articles and tools for healing. But a lot of that, the reason why I wrote that is because time and time again, as a survivor, as a person on this planet, it feels like many people are trying to gain power by taking it from others, as if they're not whole. So if they can take it from someone else, then they become complete. And I know, and I think that you know, that that process simply never works. So if I'm working, I think many times that my bosses have power over me. If I'm in a relationship, in my previous relationships, I've felt that my partners had power over me. And what this did is that it just perpetuated this cycle of victimhood. Because I was born into this world feeling powerless. And I think that there are two different types of powerlessness. There's practical powerlessness, where we are being oppressed or abused, or we feel that we are victims, and there's spiritual powerlessness. And I think that it's important to see that these can be two different things. And I'll talk later about spiritual powerlessness. But the second question is, after we've been able to answer who has power over you, is to ask ourselves how they have power over us. And many people, I felt, had power over me because they could make decisions that I didn't feel like I had the right to make for myself. And today I'm an adult. Today I can make choices about my safety, and that gives me power back to myself. That helps me to honor myself. And then we need to know why. Why do I give my power away? And I think that this is a lot of the archaeology of abuse, the archaeology of addiction, where we get to look and excavate our past to try to find out why these things happen. And a lot of it for me was that how I talked about people seek power over others in order to feel a false sense of empowerment themselves. This is a lot of how that sort of situation perpetuated. So now what we can ask ourselves is this true? Is it true that people in my life have power over me? And how am I giving them that power? And so I invite you to look within yourself, to ask yourself these questions, because you deserve to feel fully within yourself. You deserve to be present. You deserve to exist. You're an amazing and beautiful person that has all the possibilities and all of the potential that exists in this amazing place before you. And so the last bit is to question about that spiritual powerlessness. And that was something very important that I needed to look at in my recovery. And I needed to surrender. I don't know who you will surrender to, and I've written about this as well in the past. I don't know who that will be for you, but I know that a sense of surrender can be like a breath, breathing in and exhaling out. Because in that moment of exhalation, I don't have to tense up anymore. I don't have to tense my fists and feel that I am battling and fighting over those people who I felt took power from me. I invite you to let go